Hello, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite recipes. This one is tortilla soup, Mexican tortilla soup. And the cook, her name is Jauja. She has her own YouTube channel where she shares her cooking recipes. And I'll be providing some of the edits that I would make based on my own practice with Mexican cooking. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Janet and welcome to Jauja Cocina Mexicana. Today we're making tortilla soup.
Delicious. Here are your ingredients. Those are your garnishes.
I have already listed the ingredients and let's get to work. This is the ancho chile, which is the dry form of the poblano. And this long skinny dark one is the pasilla, which is the dry form for the chilaca. Now, I have already put out the seeds and the veins for the ancho, and I did the same thing for the pasilla.
So she did not explain how she took the seeds out. And how I do it is I use a warm skillet. I place the chiles on it. They will pop a little bit. They will have a little bit of air inside them that makes them a little more supple. You can use the kitchen scissors to cut through and then remove the seeds and the veins. I might recommend that you use gloves for this part because you will have some of those oils, chili oils, and if you touch your face, that might sting a little bit. And once you've removed the seeds and the veins, then you can go ahead and use them.
Now we're going to put them in hot water and let them soak for at least 20 minutes. With this extra pasilla that we have here, we have to cut them in small, tiny pieces, and we're gonna fry them. We're gonna use them as a garnish for the soup.
So these chiles, you can find them in Mexican stores. They come in bags of a pound, so you will get, several of these. Um, they stay good year round, and she has one of each, one pasilla, one ancho in that hot water, softening, and she has an extra pasilla that she is cutting up into strips for the garnish.
I cut my tortillas into strips and I let them dry overnight, otherwise they soak a lot of oil.
Yes, you never want to use fresh tortillas to deep fry or to fry for your soup or chilaquiles or whatever that is because they will absorb all the oil that you're using. And instead, her method is to cut them up and expose them overnight. Another method, if you're short on time, you can cut them up and then put them on a baking tray in an oven, maybe 350, and you just want them for them to curl up a little bit and release some of that moisture, and then you're ready to fry them.
Now let's fry them. Once they're crispy, let's take them out and drain them in paper towel.
So what I would do is I would definitely have my salt shaker and I would be salting after each round of these tortilla strips that are coming out. I would also make sure that I'm not burning these tortilla strips. It's easy to walk away and forget about it. You don't want to have any bitter flavors in your soup. So watching for those two things.
Okay, remember these tiny pieces of pasillas? We're gonna fry them, but this has to be done really quickly because if they get really fried, they're gonna be bitter. We have the tomatoes, the onions, and the garlic, and we're gonna put also the chiles that we soaked in hot water. Oh, give me a minute. Okay. And a little bit of the water.
So she is now preparing the base of the soup. And again, to review, she's got those red tomatoes, she's got her cut up onion, and she's got a few garlic cloves, the two softened up chiles, a little bit of that chile water. I would definitely use maybe a teaspoon and a half of salt myself. And if it's too dense and you need a little bit more liquid for the blending, you can also add some of the chicken stock that you have prepared or available in from a brand. Uh, Something I like to do to add a little bit corn flavor, I add a few of those tortilla strips that you fried previously, and you put them in the blender, and that just adds to the flavor.
And let's blend all of this. Perfect, beautiful. Now, let's drain this and fry it. And using the leftover oil, let's start by frying this.
So this is to remove any seeds and the tomato skin so that you can have a really nice, soft, silky tomato base. You're going to be cooking it in this oil. I like to add bay leaves, and you want to put it in a simmer with a lid.
This has to simmer. It has to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I already put 3/4 of a teaspoon of chicken bouillon.
So as a side note, I don't have the powdered chicken bouillon that she's talking about. A lot of Mexican households do. I don't really use it very much myself, but you definitely would need to check for salt, check for how much seasoning it needs at this point. And if you have bay leaves that you want to use, go ahead and throw them in now.
Now that this mixture has thickened and that the fat has risen into the surface, we're going to add the chicken stock that I have here to add one more layer of flavor, and this is really authentic Mexican. We are going to put some epazote, and you can find this in the Mexican markets.
Epazote can also be found in dried form, and you can find them in Mexican stores. I've also seen the fresh epazote in the Asian food stores.
Okay, now it has to simmer for about 20 to 25 more minutes. See you later. It has been simmering for 15 minutes, but I have to try the flavors. Let's see. It's beautiful. It needs a little bit more of chicken bouillon, and it has to simmer a little bit longer so the flavors can blend and deepen. So this cooked for 30 minutes, and look at this. Now let me show you how you put this plate together.
So she's about to plate it, and this is the most important part. You want to be seated and ready to go with your garnishes available. Clearly you can see that her tortilla strips are in the bowl and the garnishes are off to the side. As soon as that hot broth touches those tortilla strips, they're going to start to get a little softer. I like to eat my tortilla soup with really crunchy strips, so I'm pretty much ready to go as soon as that's plated. Another garnish she didn't mention that I like to have at my table, wedges, lime wedges, and my family really enjoys the lime.
Let's add up a little bit of the broth to the tortillas. Then a little bit more. Then the queso fresco.
If you don't have queso fresco, I like to add either pepper jack or Monterey Jack cheese. I grate it and I have it available. And she'll add the chile, which is not spicy, it's just smoky, a little avocado, and Mexican table cream, which she describes as creme fraiche.
The chiles, remember that we fried those pasillas, a piece of avocado, a little bit of creme fraiche, and let's eat it.
That looks delicious.
Oh, whoa.
So she really likes her soup. It looks delicious. And anyway, she seems to have other videos that we could review and incorporate to our own cooking. I hope you get to try this one out yourself.